I'm a Palawa woman, descendant from the Tebrakuna tribe in Tasmania, who was raised in Aboriginal community in Tamworth on Gamilaroi country, and have lived and worked in many Aboriginal communities around New South Wales for 70 years. Dementia was listed in the DSM as a mental illness, and people living with dementia were considered mad and somehow infectious. And that was the start of the stigmatisation of dementia. Some people still believe dementia is a mental illness or that mental health issues cause dementia. In Aboriginal communities, in many Aboriginal communities, it's more acceptable to have a mental health diagnosis and the stigma of dementia. Dementia has a lot of stigma. It's often far more acceptable to believe that dementia is a mental illness and that you're mad, because madness can be curable and you can go into remission. It's easier to say you have mental health issues than it is to say you've got dementia. Often when people ask me why I have an assistance dog, I say it's because I have epilepsy. I do have epilepsy, but I'm not going to tell them that my dog's a dementia assistance dog because of the shame. When I tell people I've got dementia, they often look at me and they say, "You don't look like you've got dementia. What does a person with dementia look like?" You meet one person with dementia, you meet one person. There's a shame in dementia. There's no hope. It's all downhill. There's no way out. We're all on the way out. When I got my diagnosis, I came home and prepared to die. You can die slowly or quickly. And I decided to go quickly. I didn't get out of bed for 4 months. I refused to shower. I didn't want to live. I didn't leave the front door. I got 32 rose bushes in my garden and I just left them. I gave up on life. There's so much shame and stigma around dementia. There's a misconception that you can't talk to someone with dementia because they won't understand. That's not true. I have family I adore, and sometimes they worry that I'll stop remembering them. It's hard for them to keep fronting up when they're worried I won't remember them. In my type of dementia, you don't really lose your memory. I used to think people were worried they'd catch dementia from me, but I think there's more worry that I won't remember them. Some people can't handle the decline, so they won't come. There's a lot of anticipatory grief. If I died today, my children and grandchildren would receive sympathy. But if I'd gone away and was still alive and breathing, there's no support. If you're diagnosed with cancer, people will bring you a casserole. No one ever brings you a casserole after you have a dementia diagnosis. I get ageism a lot. I'm a confident person, but I get intimidated in some circumstances. Whenever I go places with my support people, they talk to them and ignore me. I have to say, "I'm over here." They don't take me seriously. That's particularly with health practitioners. You become invisible. People think I don't know anything. If you're there alone, you're even more diminished. You're spoken down to like a child. They speak very slowly and clearly, like I was a 2-year-old. I get judged because of what I wear and my hair. I've had pink hair for the past 20-odd years. Young people are dyeing their hair now, and we ran out of pink dye during COVID. Some people say my pink hair is fabulous. Others say I'm so brave. It's like there's some symbolism in it for them, that they love that I refuse to be invisible. I don't do it to look young. I do it to rebel. My mother would never let me wear pink. People think I shouldn't do it. My granddaughter says it's the essence of who I am. If someone in your family has dementia, take a strengths-based approach. Focus on what we can do. Don't feel sorry for us. Be encouraging. And if we do something that you wouldn't do, or something we might not have done in the past, don't take that on as a reflection on you. Don't be ashamed. It doesn't help. I'm blessed with the people who've come into my life since dementia, the ones who live with dementia, and those who've passed with a dementia diagnosis. We know how to support each other. We're all so busy living life. We know it's downhill, but we're going to have fun on the way. The fact that we don't have any filters or many filters means we can just be who we are. We don't have to worry about how we sit, how we walk, or how we behave, or even what we wear. We're just being ourselves with each other. There's nothing like getting together with a group of other people living with dementia. There's an instant connection and rapport. We all get it. We understand each other. We all value each other. There's total acceptance of who we are in that moment. It doesn't matter what happens. It's okay. We meet in a local cafe, and one of our friends used to go around the table and collect the serviettes. She'd pick them up and fold them, even if we were using them. It was never an issue for us. We totally accepted her. When she died, we all bought serviettes to place on a grave. Total acceptance of where we were and who we are. I wish we could have that in the broader community. Some people who are diagnosed with dementia have anosognosia. They're living in denial. Families want to force them to accept the diagnosis and their help and support. There's an expectation that we'll be dependent. And really, many of us are still functioning at the level that we functioned before. We need to let people living with dementia be who they are. Sometimes the people around us feel helpless and don't know what to do or say, so they try to put order into our lives. Good luck trying to do that with me. They don't know how to react, so they try to take control. We need to be able to be who we are. We need to check the tone we use when we talk to people living with dementia. Instead of a sympathetic tone, we need the tone that says we're listening and ready to take our cue from the person living with dementia. I want to live every moment. So many people who are diagnosed feel trapped. I need you to go with me. Try to fathom what I'm experiencing. We also need to take away misinformation and fear. Dementia isn't contagious, and we're not going to hurt you. Don't treat us like a child. Treat us equally. Our diagnosis doesn't define us. I'm not the same person. I'll not be the same person. We can be unpredictable, and that makes people upset. It can shatter family dreams, but we're the same people inside. And please treat us with respect.